You go to a website, you see a pop-up that appears like in less than 3 seconds. I mean, people need to stop that. You're asking people to give up something and you don't even know them. You haven't even built any trust with them. You haven't even tried to engage with them. I mean, you don't walk into Zara or H&M and all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, give me your email address and I'll give you 10% off." It doesn't happen.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of What's Working in E-commerce. I'm your host, Eagan Heath from Caravan Digital. We're a direct-to-consumer e-commerce agency. We help with paid search, paid social, and email marketing. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with a personalization geek, Eric Melchor from OptiMonk. Eric is head of partnerships. Eric, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Eagan.
Eric, what is personalization? Why is it so important in e-commerce?
Well, personalization is all about delivering basically the next step, the right content, the right offer, and then kind of taking somebody's hand and leading them to the part of the website that is most valuable to them. I mean, we get that in store. You walk into a store, and if the salesperson politely may ask, is there something that I can help you with? Is there something that I can show you? And if there is, they kind of like lead you to that place. Maybe you're interested in pants or shirts or whatever. And they're like, here's what you may be interested in, right? And we're trying to apply the same concept, but in the online world for e-commerce stores. And there's various ways that you can do that. You can do that with conversational pop-ups, simply asking a question. If you have data about the person, maybe, they clicked on a specific ad and it was promoting a specific, value proposition. Then when they get to your website, then you know exactly what content you should be showing them as well.
That's great. And, it's almost like the elementary understanding of this is, hi, first name. Like it's got a sort of merge field. It knows that I'm Eagan as I'm browsing the site or looking at the email. I assume that's very elementary. What else are you talking about? It sounds like kind of, what you browsed, what you seem to be interested in. What are the other elements of personalization beyond, potentially using someone's name?
Yeah. Well, if you ever heard of Obvi, they're an e-commerce brand. They bootstrapped, started out with like $10,000. And then within 3 years, they got to about $3 million in revenue. And I remember watching an interview with the founder, Ronak Shah. And he said one of the reasons of their success is that they really honed in on CRO principles. So one of the things that they were able to do really well is scale on Facebook. And so one of the examples when it comes to personalization is trying to get a better ROAS or return on advertising spend based on your media spend. And so something that they actually did really, really well is, if they had an ad on Facebook and the value proposition was grow healthy hair, then when a person clicked on that ad, they went to a landing page and the headline based on a dynamic content that was embedded on the page had the same sort of value proposition, the same copy that tied to the ad. If they had another ad and the value proposition was maybe the best tasting collagen protein, somebody clicked on the ad, they went to the same landing page. It wasn't a duplicated page, it was the same landing page, but the headline was based on the same copy in that specific ad. And so they did this very, very well because their product had many different value propositions. And so their landing pages were able to convey the same messaging that was tied to the ad. And therefore, it brought them a better conversion rate than if they were just simply sending people to a standard landing page or homepage. So that's just like one of personalization.
That's interesting. It's almost like matching the funnel. So, someone's on Instagram, they see one thing, they click to your site, it should all match up. It shouldn't be like, hey, I'm starting from a homepage and I have to navigate.
Exactly. It's not like clickbait. It's not like, we tricked you into coming here. No, that person was interested in one specific thing. They got to the website. Okay, I'm in the right place. All right. This is what I'm interested in. And it's so important because if you think about it, marketers have been programmed to do personalization, but we mostly focus on email and we mostly focus on SMS. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. The problem is when the person is most interested in your product or service is basically as soon as they clicked on that ad and they get to your website. And that first 10 minutes is very, very crucial because that's when they're very interested in your product or in your service. But after like time goes by, like anything else, that interest in your product or service starts to diminish, even just after 1 hour. But after a day, after 2 days, 3 days, that interest really decays over time. And so it's unfortunate that most marketers don't take advantage of that real time on the website, trying to offer that personalized experience.
That's interesting. Yeah, at some point I took a course in ConvertKit email marketing more for, my business and doing the B2B side. And, I strongly recommend a tool, or maybe it was the person teaching the course said, "Hey, I've got this tool called Write Message." And the whole idea was, "Hey, why are you here? Pick one, two, three." And you sort of choose your own adventure and it guides you to what you're looking for. It's almost like that shopping assistant, or you're thinking, "Hey, I'm in stores. Is there anything I could help you with?" It's kind of that same idea of let's guide people to exactly what they want.
Absolutely. We mostly focus on e-commerce brands, but we are starting to notice that B2B, B2B and SaaS companies are starting to utilize the product. And we were curious to know why. But it's exactly what you said, Egan, is because they're showing a message that basically says, we want you to get the most out of this visit. Can you tell us what industry you're in? Great. And you select the industry. Great. They may have another question. Okay, based on that, are these your main problems? Problem A, B, C, or D, or other. And then based on their selection, they automatically know, okay, this is the content that this person is most likely going to be interested in, and then take them to that piece of the website that's most valuable to them, which is crucial because we no longer have the attention span. We don't have the time to stick around on a website and try to find what it is we're looking for. We're in the days of Chat GPT, right? I think over 100 million users within 1 month or something crazy like that. People want information instantaneously. And so you have to utilize the data that's within your fingertips, that you have available. And if you don't have any data, you can get zero party data by asking simple questions like, how can we make the most out of this visit? What are you interested in? If you're like a health and nutrition website, are you interested in losing weight, gaining muscle, sleeping better? And depending on how the person responds, what products to serve them, or to recommend, or what content to take them to. So I think brands who get this and understand this are really going to succeed, moving forward today when it comes to personalization.
Yeah, that's great. And tell us a bit about OptiMonk. I kind of asked you before as we were chatting, is this a Shopify app? You said yes, but that's not all, right?
Yeah, it started out as a Shopify app, basically a really sophisticated pop-up platform. Any kind of pop-ups, side pop-ups, full screen pop-ups, horizontal bars, sticky bars, all that stuff. And then we really transitioned to a full suite of tools that are available for conversion optimization. If you're looking to increase your average order value, if you're looking to decrease your cart abandonments, if you're looking to improve your return on ad spend, we've got a suite of tools available that show you, or make it possible for marketers to do that. And it's designed for marketers in the sense that it's a drag and drop interface. You don't have to have any developer experience. You don't have to have a big team. Really easy to get started. Lots of integrations, big integrations with Shopify, Klaviyo, and then some other key platforms like WooCommerce and MailChimp and ActiveCampaign and HubSpot and many, many, many other platforms that we're integrated with. So if you're looking to really increase your conversions, then this is probably one of the best tools out there that you can do it with.
Right on. Yeah, I know if people have always said, you can do even better than say, Klaviyo's native pop-ups. Like get a specialty pop-up tool. So this really makes sense. I love to see the spin to win and the free gift pieces. So I can imagine you're really building lists. You guys have just an awesome site and great social proof on here. So this is really fun. Is there, anything that have been really big wins? Like, when someone first tries OptiMonk, what do you recommend they do out of the gates?
Oh, wow. So what we recommend is that okay, personalization or conversion optimization to me is sort of like Google Analytics. Everybody has it, but the thing is, even though you turn it on or you get it plugged into your site, it's not going to do anything until you actually apply some effort. You go in, you create some reports, or you do some digging. Right? It's the same thing with OptiMonk. And so before you actually go in and try to do something, we have this what we call a personalization checklist. And so we recommend everybody go through that checklist. It's a series of questions. Depending on how much you know about your website, it could take anywhere from 15 minutes to maybe an hour to complete because every website's different. There's some questions in there that say, what is your cart abandonment rate? Well, Egan, do you know what a poor abandonment rate is? Like what's a bad one?
Hmm. of someone added to cart and they did not complete checkout?
Yeah.
I'm thinking anything north of 50 or even 75, that's pretty bad. What do you think?
Yeah. So if you're under 60%, you're doing pretty good, right? But
Okay.
if you're above like 65%, there's room for improvement. Okay. So if you have a bad cart abandonment rate, we actually score that. Another question could be, what's the percentage of traffic coming to your website that's international? Because if more than 20% of your visitors are international, then we're going to recommend, okay, for those international visitors, let's give them a personalized welcome. There's a great website called Woodhouse Clothing. If I go to their website right now, I'm based in Romania, and I get to their website, a little message appears that says, welcome, we ship to Romania. All the prices that you see here are in lei, and they include, taxes are included, right? That is fantastic, but that's not for every website. Again, that's only for websites that are getting a large portion of traffic that are coming in internationally, right? So we recommend you go through that checklist, and depending on your answers, we actually score each one based on a rice score, and it's just sort of like a reach with effort and implementation. And then based on the score, we basically tell you, okay, here's like the top five conversion optimization tactics that we recommend for your business that are going to give you the biggest impact. So that's the first thing that we recommend, is go through that checklist. And then once you go through that, you actually see step-by-step instructions on how to implement these changes. And you have the tools to do it if you're using a platform like OptiMonk.
That's great. So if people get signed up, they can start this process and see that checklist for themselves, right?
They can. We also have I host a free workshop every couple of weeks. It's basically a boot camp. You can sign up for free at optimonk.com/boot camp. It's just a 60-minute boot camp, and I go through basically tactics for 4 key areas on how to increase average order rate, how to decrease cart abandonments, how to grow your email subscribers. And then I give you the checklist, or I give you the link where you can access the checklist, and you'll get it for free. And even if you don't use OptiMonk, it's a really good resource just to have on hand. And that way you're not wasting time trying to figure out, which tactic should I focus on. There it is right there. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful landing page. You
Mm-hmm.
can sign up for free. It's every 2 weeks. And then of course, if you want the recording, just let me know. We also give you the recording to this workshop. There it is.
Yeah, that's
Actionable
great.
optimization checklist.
Hey, and here you are in it too. I have signed up for the next one, so I'm excited to do this, and I recommend everyone else check it out too. If this is going to be some great information, I can just tell by your site that you guys are experts on this. Like, this is a gorgeous site. There's a lot to learn, even just from seeing how you guys do things. So I really appreciate this.
All
Wow.
right.
So it sounds like you guys get, when I think CRO, I'm kind of thinking, how do we get more people to buy once they're on the site? Am I thinking about that the right way? Obviously you guys kind of started, OptiMonk started as, kind of the pop-up piece, grow your list, grow your email, grow your SMS. But it sounds like you guys deal with this piece too of how do we get people to not abandon cart so much? How do we get people to finish and actually purchase?
That is true. There's different tactics for everything. So, take, for example, somebody who put something in their checking cart and they're trying to leave the site. And all of a sudden, they see a pop up that says, oh, wait, here's a coupon code for like 10% off. That tactic works, right? But what we recommend is that the right tactic to use on somebody who's low intent? Maybe nobody put anything in their shopping cart. That's probably not the right tactic. And so if somebody didn't put anything in their shopping cart, maybe you can just show a pop-up that just says, hey, here's our, June's latest trending products, June's best-selling products, and just show like 3 different images of the products that are top selling. And this can be set to autopilot with our smart tags. And so that's, again, you're not eating into your margin. You're not immediately offering a coupon code. And so we have these predefined segments already built in, segments on how to create a personalized experience for people who are already subscribed to your email list, people who already may have a coupon code, people who are returning visitors, people who are new visitors. And so there's different suggestions on how to communicate to each segment. And you'll see this once you get inside the platform. And we also have recommendations on, okay, for this segment, here's what we recommend. Here's the different messaging we recommend. Here's the different campaign or campaign styles that we recommend. But, that's what we're really trying to communicate is try, think long term here. Instead of going for the quick sell, the quick conversion that so many online marketers have been trained to do, where it's saying take a step back and try to put yourself in the customer's shoes and figure out what's a good experience. Because the fact is, 80% of the people that come to your website, they're just not ready to buy. And I say 80% because 3 or 4% are, and there's about 16% that are on the fence. Okay, more or less. And those 16% that are on the fence, a lot of it has to do is they get to the product page, but they still really weren't convinced. And so there's things that you can do on the product page, like A/B tests, add testimonials in key areas, maybe add more product descriptions or information about the product, like a little video or something, in key areas on the product page. And so we're really trying to help marketers is like treat their visitors like people, not like traffic. And here's various ways that you can do that.
It's interesting. Is there something that kind of makes your skin crawl where you're like, oh, this is marketer think, this is treating people not like people? Are there some examples that really make you cringe?
Oh, the basic one is you go to a website, you see a pop-up that appears like in less than 3 seconds. I mean, people need to stop that. You're asking people to give up something and you don't even know them. You haven't even built any trust with them. You haven't even tried to engage with them. I mean, you don't walk into Zara or H&M and all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, give me your email address and I'll give you 10% off." It doesn't happen, right? Now, I know those tactics work and that's why people continue to do them, but there's better ways on how to get somebody's email address, right? Ask them, how can I help you? What are you interested in? And let them know these different product offerings, but don't just do it right away and you haven't built any engagement or trust with somebody. So that's something that definitely. The other thing I hate too are the ones where they push like a discount code or a coupon code and it's like, hurry, you got 10 minutes left to use this coupon code. That one frustrates me as well. Those fake urgency deadlines.
I think that's really helpful to think about. If this were an in-person store, would you do the in-person equivalent? And if the answer is no way, that's probably not right for your site then either.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you get the email address, but are they opening your emails? Are they clicking on something? Are they coming back to make another purchase? Probably not. Probably not. So it's better to treat them how you want to be treated, like the golden rule. And then once you do that, once you provide value, once you provide education, then go ahead and then maybe, ask for an email address with a good offer in return. Maybe it's a coupon or a discount offer. And I guarantee you're going to build your email list faster. You're going to get more people coming back to your website. So it's great. You're providing that real good, real time, in time experience. But at the same time, you're also improving your email marketing efforts because more people are going to sign up and they're going to be more engaged and they're going to be more people opening your emails and then also coming back to your website in the long run.
That's great. And the other thing I heard you say in there too is it's not just one offer for the whole site. It's not one pop-up. It depends on who they are, depends on sort of what browsing we've seen them do. Is that right?
Yeah, if they're a return customer, you can show them if they're coming back to the website, hey, here's the products where you left off if you want to continue looking at them. And you can showcase the products that they actually looked at. But if it's like a VIP subscriber and we know that they subscribe, it could be a different experience altogether for them.
That's great. Any other, wins that you see out of the gates where it's like most people are really missing this, or as soon as they implement this, it's an easy victory?
Average order value. BlendJet's a really good example. Ryan Pamplin, he's the founder of BlendJet. And one of the interviews that I saw with him is that one of the keys to their success was they really focused on increasing the average order value. And so what they did with OptiMonk is, and this is very easy to do, is showcase the same offer on any page on their website, regardless if it was the product page, homepage, whatever, because many people get to your site and they're not coming to your homepage. So they were able to show the same offer on every page. And then the other thing that they did really well is that they implemented these spinning thresholds. And so if you, for example, if you had one blender in your shopping cart, there was like a little spinning threshold that says, hey, add one more, add one more to your cart to get like 20% off or something. And so by doing those little things, they were able to increase the average order value consistently. And that was like a really big key to their success. So the average order value threshold is something that I think is very easy to implement, but not a lot of brands take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's a great example. I appreciate it. Eric, is there anything else I should ask you about that I'm not even thinking of?
No, the other thing too is, I know I'm the partnership manager, but it also means I'm just herding cats. Right now, we've got e-commerce revolution. We're helping about 5 different D2C e-commerce brands take their business to the next level. And we're partnering with various CRO experts and other technology vendors out there. So that way we can really elevate their business from end to end, not just on the website, but also with their SMS campaigns, email campaigns, Facebook campaigns. And so this is something exciting to see because I'm learning a lot from these other people who are just very, very, very brilliant. And, they're really providing their skills and expertise to elevate, a specific part in the journey, something that we don't really touch, but these brands appreciate it because it's sort of like a reality show, but who wouldn't want to be part of this reality show if you were an e-commerce business owner? I mean, you're getting experience from other e-commerce professionals who they themselves may have e-commerce brands that are more than $1 million a year plus. And so it's pretty exciting to see that even though these brands have got into the $1 million level, they're getting valuable advice from other agencies or experts on how to take it to the next level. And so that's been something that's really been exciting to see the past few weeks that I've been involved in.
Yeah, that's awesome. As I'm kind of reflecting on what I'm learning from you and what we're talking about, I'm sort of thinking, maybe the old school of CRO is I want to know of those sessions, how many purchases were there? And even better, Google Analytics 4 is maybe pushing us to think in terms of users instead of sessions. But even then, maybe that's just a person and their device and their browser. You're sort of saying people, of the people that check you out, we want them to eventually purchase. And it may not be this visit. Let's bring them back. Let's keep the conversation going.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it.
That's great. Eric, who's a good person to reach out to and where can they find you?
Yeah, OptiMonk.com. I would say to go to the boot camp, and that's optimonk.com/bootcamp. That's where you can see more information about the free workshop that I host every 2 weeks. So I would suggest you go there. I'm also on LinkedIn. Just look for Eric Melchor.
All right, Eric. Well, I'm excited to check out that boot camp for myself and see you in there. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing what's working in e-commerce.
All right. Thank you again for having me.